Hey guys, I'm so excited because today I'm starting my new series called Approved or Boo, and it's where I review a new makeup launch and just tell you whether I approve it or boo it. And I'm just really excited that the first one's gonna be on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. I'm so excited to share with you my thoughts on this palette. As you can see, I already have some thoughts because I came up with this look and I'm just like so excited. I can't tell you enough. I may have bought an extra one for a giveaway, by the way. So in the video, I first do swatches. I also do swatches comparing them to the Soft Glam and the Modern Renaissance palette, so you guys can see the comparison to see if it's worth you picking it up personally if you have the other palettes. Before I get into this video, I would really love for you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified for future uploads. Today's notification shout out goes to Carol Catherine. Thank you so much for having my notifications on. If you want a notification shout out, all you have to do is turn on my notifications and comment hashtag notification squad in any of my videos and you'll get one eventually. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so I'm going to start by showing you the packaging. It is very typical Anastasia Beverly Hills packaging. All of the palettes come in this kind of packaging with the color of the palette as the cardboard outside, and then the back tells you about the palette. It has a picture of the palette. The palette comes with a brush. The inside actual palette packaging is the exact same as all the other ones as well. I have the Soft Glam right here, the Modern Renaissance as well, and they are all the same packaging, the suede. As you can see, it does get a little dirty, so that gets a little annoying, especially if you're a little bit of a klutz like I am. But I'm going to start by showing you the swatches and comparing them to the Soft Glam and Modern Renaissance palettes, just so you can see kind of the shades that I think are really similar and see which ones you like a little bit more. And then on Instagram, I'm going to link my Instagram down below. I'm going to have just formal swatches of this palette, and I'll insert the picture here as well because I got stencils and I'm going to like actually start doing formal swatches of palettes and stuff that I get in, so it's really exciting. For this video, I'm just gonna compare the palettes that I own to the new palette here, and it's really exciting. So this is what the palette looks like. I like that you can bend it all the way back without it damaging the packaging. I'm gonna go ahead and take the brush out before it falls out. I never use these brushes. I wonder if they're any good. Honestly, I've never tried to use the brushes. What I like about this palette is that you have some unique colors here that you don't really see in the other palettes, such as the light pinks and the purples. This purple right here is really, really unique, I think. I don't think I have a color like that, which is really, really awesome. But let's go ahead and start swatching. I'm gonna start with Dreamer, and that is the brow bone highlight, I would say, inner corner highlight color. First one that's there. There is a little bit of kickback in these eyeshadows from what I can see entirely. Like I just put my finger in it and it's already falling out anywhere. That's just the way they are. I wouldn't say that's necessarily like such a bad thing though. Let's compare it to Glistening in the Soft Glam palette. That is the second shade right there. Glistening doesn't have as much fallout and it's definitely more of a gold tone, whereas Dreamer is more of a champagne color. And then from the Modern Renaissance, we're gonna compare Vermeer. Vermeer is also a champagne color with flecks. As you can see, there are three entirely different colors though, but that's the best comparison I can give you. Next up we have Summer, which is a goldish color that it's kind of unique from the other gold colors. It's very foiled. The shimmery colors are very, very foiled in this palette. I think more so than the other palettes. As you can see, that's just one swatch. It's really, really nice. So I'm comparing that to Bronze from the Soft Glam palette, which also has quite a bit of fallout, and it seems like it's also very metallic, but entirely different color, as you can see. And then I'm going to compare that to Primavera from the Modern Renaissance, which is a little bit lighter, but it's quite a bit lighter actually. There's not really one in the Modern Renaissance palette that is that similar, but I do see one here now that I'm looking at it. Fairy from the Soft Glam palette looks a little similar. It might be a little bit more yellow though than bronze. As you can see, they are all entirely different colors. Still like a lot of fallout, but I don't really mind it because the eyeshadows are just such good quality that I don't care. Next, we have Wild Child from the Norvina palette. And that's pretty unique, I think, to any other shades in any of the other palettes. It's so pretty. I have ideas for this color. But I'm going to compare it to Rose Pink from the Soft Glam palette right here. They're entirely different though. Rose Pink is obviously more of a rose than a pink. This is like true pink, so entirely different. There's not really a color in the Modern Renaissance that matches this, so I'm not even gonna attempt to find one, but yeah. Next we have Rose Gold, which is the color that I am most excited for. It's this one right here. I have ideas for this shade right here, so many ideas. So that's that. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. It's very foiled. I feel like these eyeshadows in the Norvina palette are a lot more foiled than the other ones. But let's compare it to Sultry from the Soft Glam palette. These are very similar. I think Sultry is just a little darker. As you can see, there's again not really a shade in this palette that's similar in the Modern Renaissance. They're not really that similar to this shade right here, so I'm not even gonna bother. So pretty, oh my gosh. Next we have Celestial, and there's not really one to compare. Like there's no eyeshadows to compare this with, so I'm just gonna swatch it. I'm so excited for metallic purple. Oh my gosh. So pretty. Oh, I love it. Next we have Dazzling, which is like a bronzy. It really reminds me of Rose Gold. It's very similar. I think that swatch was my fault. It didn't come out so well, but again, a lot of fallout with these. I'm gonna go ahead and compare that to Sultry as well from the Soft Glam palette, this one right here, because they look very similar as well. Sultry is still really dark, and it's not as metallic as well. Next we have Drama, which is just a darker purple than Celestial. And I don't really see anything again to compare this with, so I'm just gonna keep swatching. Really pretty. I can see me deepening the outer corner with this shade right now. Next we have Base, which is obviously a nice base color right here. It is matte, and not as much fallout with the matte shades usually in these palettes, but yeah, let's compare it to the other matte shades. So I don't even know if you can see that. Oh, you can. Oh, it is really pigmented actually. Wow, really nice. We have Tempera in the Soft Glam and the Modern Renaissance palettes. So they're the same exact shade. So I'm not even gonna bother swatching. This one's a little bit more white as you can see, but they are very similar. Next we have Soul, and Soul literally has my soul. I don't think I have a shade like this in my collection at all. So I'm really excited about this shade. It's matte as well, and it's a lilac-y purple. Ooh, I love it. So let's compare these just for fun to Bon Fresco in the Modern Renaissance right here. And yeah, it's definitely a different shade entirely, but we're also gonna compare Antique Bronze, even though it's a little more brown, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna compare that one. Yeah, it's definitely darker. And we're gonna compare Dusty Rose from the Soft Glam. So as you can see, Dusty Rose is really similar to Antique Bronze and Bon Fresco from the Modern Renaissance, but not similar at all to Soul, because Soul is definitely a very unique shade right here. Love it! Next we have Incense. This is probably the best transition shade you can get. Oh yeah, very nice transition. I'm gonna swatch in comparison Burnt Orange right here. Burnt Orange is definitely more orange. I'm also gonna swatch Orange Soda. Orange Soda is also more orange, and it's a little bit lighter, I believe. Yeah, it's definitely lighter. So you can barely see it on my skin tone. I'm also gonna swatch Raw Sienna from Modern Renaissance. Burnt Orange and Raw Sienna are so similar, it's crazy. It's just a little darker. As you can see, Raw Sienna and Incense are very similar transition shades. Really good transition shades in these palettes. Oh, let's look at Rustic. Rustic is actually quite similar. It's just probably a little darker. This is in the Soft Glam palette. It's probably just a little darker than all of them. Oh wow, these two look alike as well. So Incense also looks like Rustic. For fun, I'm just gonna skip a few, and in the Norvina palette, let's swatch Eccentric and see how it compares to these that we're swatching right now. It's more orange. It reminds me of burnt orange. It really does. Really similar. So all of these are quite similar, but again, pretty different. Next, we have Love, and again, I don't have anything like this in my collection. It's also a matte pink shade. Ooh, I'm so excited for this. Ooh, that's swatched beautifully. Look at how pretty that is. For fun, because there's not really a lot to compare with this color, in the Modern Renaissance, let's swatch Bonfresco again and just see. This is definitely a more like lavender taupey shade. A lot more. Let's also swatch Love Letter. Love Letter is a hot pink, so it's completely different, but I just want you to see the comparison. Yeah, definitely a hotter pink. Yeah. There's not really a shade. Next we have Volatile, and this is a matte, like taupey gray color. I'm really bad at explaining colors. I'm sorry, people. Very pigmented. I like that swatch. It's a really nice swatch. I still have a bit of pink here. Sorry. I'm gonna compare Cypress Umber to that one because they look really similar. Let's see the differences. Cypress Umber is a little darker, but not by much. As you can see, they're very similar. And there's also Cypress Umber in the Modern Renaissance, so we don't have to compare that. Let's compare Warm Taupe in the Modern Renaissance because it's definitely a taupey shade. It's a lot lighter though. Yeah. Let's do Antique Bronze from the Modern Renaissance as well. This one has a bit of shimmer, but it's in the same shade categories, I feel like. As you can see, none of them really are similar to Volatile. Lastly, we have Passion, and this is like a cranberry burgundy reddish shade. Ooh, it's pretty. I'm going to compare that to Mulberry in the Soft Glam palette. Very similar shades. This is just a little, actually I think more pigmented, honestly, and maybe a little darker. And let's compare Venetian Red and Red Ochre for fun. Venetian Red, I feel like, has a little bit more pink pigment. Yeah, it comes out a little bit pinkier than the other ones. And then Red Ochre, I think, is going to come out a little more orangey red. So, but they're all very similar. These two are very similar, but as you can see, each palette is like definitely extremely unique. I cannot hold all three of them up at the same time, I don't think. But the Modern Renaissance like definitely has a lot of matte, red, pinky, orangey shades. The Soft Glam, what I love about the Soft Glam, what did I say it like that? Is that it has a black, which the other palettes do not. I enjoy a black in my eyeshadow palettes because you can just deepen the outer corner. You can do a lot of things with the black, so I enjoy having that. But I really do like the unique colors that the Norvina palette has. However, as you can see, a lot of fallout. It doesn't really bother me, but it does bother a lot of people. A lot of people don't like the mess that these palettes make. The eyeshadows, it's just the way they're formulated, but they're still very good quality. I definitely enjoy them. Now, let's see how they perform on the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes with the concealer. This is the Makeup Revolution concealer. Ooh, I'm running out of this stuff. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Incense. This is a really good transition shade from what I can tell by the swatches. And I dip my brush in, and of course, a lot of fallout, but who cares? It blends like a dream so far. I'm really liking this. I need to put my headband on. I can't believe I forgot this. I just literally cannot with my hair. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of Love, and I'm gonna put that in the crease as well. This is interesting. I don't know how this is gonna go because it seems like a lighter shade. Ooh, it picked up on my brush like a lot. I wish you could have seen that. Oh, ignore my infected nose piercing. Yay. So I'm gonna put this in the crease and bring this all the way over. I'm gonna do like a halo eye, I think. I'm just blending out the transition shade with the original brush. No other product. Okay, I'm gonna take a bit of Soul. Of course, I have to use Soul. And I'm gonna put that pretty much in the exact same place that I just put Love. Kind of doing this gradient effect. I'm gonna go back in with Love just a little bit. Make sure it pops out over top. Original blending brush, blending everything out. I'm gonna put a bit of concealer in the middle part. I'm doing a halo eye. I'm gonna take Rose Gold and I'm gonna take it with my finger and just put it in the middle. I'm obsessed! I'm obsessed! I love this! Why am I so excited over an eyeshadow palette? Now I'm gonna blend out using first Soul. Just make sure that there's not like a harsh line there. You know what? I'm gonna deepen this a little bit with Passion. I'm just gonna take it on the same brush and just a tiny bit because I think it's gonna help it blend out a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start on my face makeup. I'm gonna take the Huda Beauty Complexion Perfection Pre-Makeup Base. This is primer. I haven't used this in a while. In fact, I'm not entirely sure I'm a fan of it. So next I'm gonna take the Huda Beauty Foundation, which I am a fan of. It's one of my favorite foundations. I know a lot of people hate it, but I'm obsessed. I love it. Next, I'm gonna use the Makeup Revolution Concealer that I've been using to prime my lids and stuff. I'm gonna use my Japonesque blender to blend this out. Now I'm gonna bake using the Huda Beauty Loose Setting Powder in Pound Cake. I love this stuff. I know there's a lot of controversy, but I love it. And while that's baking, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera. Now I'm going to highlight my brow bone with the shade Base. It looks nice, I like it. I'm gonna take a little tiny bit of Dreamer and just put it like at the arch. Ooh yeah, that looks nice. Now I'm just gonna blend out like using the original brush because I just want to make sure it's all blended. Now I'm just gonna like wipe away this bake. What is wrong with my hair? Stay over here. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and put on lashes off camera. I'm gonna be using my favorite lashes of all time. These are New Balance Bella 3D lashes. So pretty and I think they will complement this look a lot. I'm gonna do the lower lash line now and I'm going to use this shade right here called Celestial just because I want to use more of the palette. I'm not gonna do the halo effect on the lower lash line. Oh wow, it looks really nice. I think it complements the top a lot. Now I'm gonna go ahead and line my waterline with a black eyeliner. Actually, I'm gonna use a purple eyeliner. I'm gonna put some lower lash mascara. For the inner corner, I'm gonna take Wild Child. I know it's a little different, but I want to be different. I don't know. Ooh. That's unique. I like it. It's a really pretty shade. You know what? Just for fun, I'm just gonna tap this in the center, just like lightly, just to see. Oh, it's pretty. I like it a lot. I'm gonna use the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer Tantastic thingy. A lot of my bronzers are still in Miami, so I have to bring them back, but this is a great bronzer and I don't mind using it pretty much daily. I'm also going to contour my nose. Let's bake under the contour. For highlight, I'm gonna use the Iconic London Illuminator Drops. Now I'm gonna take the Urban Decay Sin Afterglow palette. Yep. I'm gonna take this highlight shade right here and go over top that. Now I'm gonna take this bronzer shade right here and just bronze up my skin a little bit. And let's take these two blush shades. For lips, I'm gonna take the Tarteist lip paint in the shade, what are you? Birthday Suit. I think I got this for my birthday or something, but it's a really nice shade. I feel like going a bit glossy today, so I'm gonna use the Marc Jacobs High Shine Lip Lacquer in the shade Skin Deep, I think. I'm not sure. Of course, you can't forget your setting spray, Urban Decay All Nighter. This is the final look. My final thoughts on the palette is that it is great. I think it is extremely versatile. You can create so many looks. You can have a neutral look with a pop of a purple or a pink or something, and it will look really, really pretty. You can use this as a daily palette and just use the matte shades. You have your neutrals and you have your pops of color, and I just think it is a really, really nice overall palette. I don't know if I like this one more than the Soft Glam or the Modern Renaissance, but it's definitely, like, the quality of the eyeshadows is amazing. I am obsessed with Anastasia Beverly Hills quality in general. It's great. So I highly recommend this palette. It is definitely an approved from me. I absolutely think that you guys will enjoy this palette if you end up picking it up, and I cannot recommend it enough. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!